right, welcome back, friends. We are walking again today. There's Pumpkin. She's doing good. So there's a car coming. Good girl. All right, so today's a beautiful day out, and so part of good mental health is walking and exercising. It's high pollen today. The oak trees are like blooming, like we're literally in the red for pollen. So, you know. Oh, she sees a squirrel jumping across the road. She's pulling on me. We're trying to learn. We're learning. It takes practice, right? It's like changing what we do for food. It takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of work and some effort. But once you get into a pattern, it's cake from there, friends. So this is just, again, some encouragement that you guys need to be exercising, taking care of yourself. Remember, mental health, part of mental health is physical health. If you sit around all the time and you're just playing video games or just watching TV or whatever it is, you're not taking care of yourself mentally. So you gotta be really good at taking better care of yourself. So, all right, that's my words of encouragement for now. We are headed back home. I still have another grow bed to put together. It is the final grow bed for right now. So we definitely have a busy day ahead of us, but that's good. You know, you got to stay productive. You got to stay healthy. You got to stay happy. All right, I'll check in with you. All right, friends. So we are back at the house. We are going to pick some nasturtium or Nasturtium flowers. You can see they're all through this bush, because we are going to be making Nasturtium or Nasturtium Jelly, however you pronounce that. I actually have some little red tomatoes that have come in. Look at them, they're tiny. They taste delicious, super good. So you're gonna need about 4 cups of Nasturtium or Nasturtium flower. Now what this jelly is like, it's kind of like a peppery kind of jelly. It tastes really good on something that's plain, like a bread or, you know, a biscuit. It's just a unique flavor. It kind of, like I said, it's kind of got like a little bit of spice to it, but not overly spicy. The thing about picking these flowers is that, unfortunately, it kind of takes away from getting the capers that I like to do. Oh, look, there's more little tomatoes in here. Check that out. Oh, that's exciting. ADHD sidetrack. Look, little tomatoes. This was a volunteer tomato, so this is like, oh wow. It's like a Tom Thumb tomato almost. Dang, I'm getting more tomatoes than flowers right now. Here's more. Just putting those in the basket. Yeah. And there's flowers running all over here on the bottom. Here, you guys can't really see, but here the flowers are running everywhere. So, yeah, I mean, it's just a change. It gives you an idea of what you can do differently. It gives you a different profile as far as flavor goes. And like I said, this plant really grows well here. So I will definitely link the recipe down in the bottom for you guys, but I think it's going to be fun to make this today, because I have some fresh potato bread in there that I am baking right now, which I can also put the recipe of that in there for you guys. You can go back and make it on your own. We had mashed potatoes with the boys, and they've been just kind of sitting in the fridge for a little bit, and I'm like, well, my fiance's been struggling lately to eat leftover food. He says I just make too much food, which I probably do. I'm used to having leftovers and eating it and not having to worry about it. My favorite flower as far as the Nasturtium or Nasturtium go are these, the ones that are kind of like orange. The red ones have a little bit more of an intense flavor to me personally. So I don't really do those. And there's also the yellow one. There's a yellow one right here. I'll bring it and show you guys. They're beautiful. I have some that are like apricot looking. But yeah, see, that one's like bright and beautiful. But it's no different than if you made rose jelly or something like that. You really have to like to bite into a little bit of a florally texture, like flavor palette, you know. But it just gives you food for thought, literally. Like, changes up what your everyday is. You're not going to the store and picking up Nasturtium flower jelly, as far as I know. My gosh, there's a whole rack of tomatoes back here. I'm so excited about the tomatoes. Look, more tomatoes. Hey, that's a nice kind of little pick. If I actually wouldn't be sitting down here on the ground, I probably would overlook the beauty of the tomatoes. So, but we're definitely getting some little seed pods in. So, and this is the trailing one because it's trailing all the way down. And I love the trailing nasturtium. I just think they're beautiful to look at. It's not so much for me about consuming it, although I think it's something that we need to get used to, is eating foods that you know, maybe are florally, like I said, going back to what our, you know, grandparents or great-grandparents did. My mom was saying, she was so cute, she was like, I want to make this jelly too. And I was like, because I told her I was going to shoot this video and that I was going to make some Nasturtium or Nasturtium jelly. And she's like, well, I want some too. And I was like, well, I always make you some anyway, you know. You don't need to worry about that. But she's like, I have like 5 flowers. And I was like, no, you need 4 cups of flowers. Like, we're still going to be picking. And, you know, kind of packed in. I think it kind of depends though too if you really like a peppery type of jelly. Now you could probably put it on some, my uncle eats a lot of lamb. He's Persian, so he eats a lot of lamb. And so, you know, you could probably do that, kind of like that mint Persian-y concept, but I don't know. Oh, more tomatoes. More tomatoes. Yay. I'm getting a nice little basket. See, that's the fun thing about coming out to the garden, is that you actually get to just see all the cool stuff that is growing, and you find unique things to make. And I think that's what's really nice about life, is just mixing it up, man. Just changing it up for yourself. People just are used to what the grocery store feeds them, and they don't see the plethora that can be growing out in their own yard, and the beauty that it brings, and the joy and the happiness. Oh, I can still see I got my whipping on me. There it is. It's got a nice little latch, sharp blade. Speaking of which, because I was walking, it locks in, so you keep it down, you know what I mean? Just reach under your shirt and shank a person if you have to. It's important. Listen, let me tell you something. This is serious talk now. So, Pumpkin and I, we were walking. You guys know that. You're seeing this on the front end of this video, because that's what I recorded. Oh, speaking of my sweets, hi. Did you come to join the party? Yes, you're a good girl. Yeah, she is a sweet thing. So, I got her a harness now. Literally, Amazon delivered it in one day. That easy button, that Amazon easy button. I think it's better on her because I don't want to be choking her. Plus, I'm trying to train her. So this older cat was walking down the road. Okay. So, anyway, so I'm trying to train Pumpkin. I'm walking her. So he comes across on my side of the road. He's also got like a lab. He's got like a lab pit type mixed dog. And he's a big old guy, right? He's still in his pajama, his, you know, flannelly, pajama bottoms. Like, you can tell the guy woke up, he just got his slippers on, and he's out there literally talking to an old cat, okay? Like, not a physical cat, like another old dude, right? But this old dude was like gray haired and old and walking his little Yorkie, right? And so they were out there having their man talk or whatever they're doing on the side of the road. And so I cross over the road, and I step over on the other side. And as soon as I like start to come around, because we can see each other, we're in like visual distance. And I was like, come on, Pumpkin, walk, you know, I'm telling her, let's go. And this cat tries to come over at me with his dog and was like, oh, hey, is your dog friendly? And I was like, my dog's in training and I do not want her interacting with other dogs. Number one, I don't know what your regimen is with your dog. That's what I'm thinking in my head, right? I don't know what you do with your dog. Your dog could have worms, sickness, I don't know, dog flu. Listen, it's best that my dogs just mind their business. I don't take my dogs to dog parks. I don't do any of that stuff because I like to keep them here. I like them to be familiar. They've got enough yard and space here with me. And now we go for walks. So that is their space outside of it. Otherwise, they can go to my parents or, you know, my brothers or somewhere that I actually know the individuals. So, and you know what happens? You've got two big dogs and they could fight, and that is not something that I want to get involved with. So it's best that you just mind your own business, right? That's what I tell Pumpkin. You mind your business, Pumpkin. So this cat comes up to me and was like, he's like, oh, hey, is your dog friendly? My dog wants to play with your dog. And I was like, and his dog is like literally just leaping and like rah, 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 and just like trying to leap, jump. And he literally, this dog, it's a boy dog, literally almost jerked himself out of his collar to get to my dog. And I literally told the guy, I was like, no, I was like, she's in training, we're not playing. I was like, she's needing to learn lessons right now. And the guy's like, this is how that, you know, I'm not going to say all males because this absolutely is not true, but sometimes men kind of push the boundaries and they're like, he's like, oh, come on, you know, your dog wants to play with my dog. Like, dude, I don't know, is that how you got your wife or your girlfriend? Because he had a wedding ring on. And I was like, bro, I'm thinking in my head, and I literally was like, dude, you better back off, because like, listen, I don't play. This little girl here don't play. Like, you want to come at me, I'm not going down without a fight. Like, I'll scrap with you any day of the week, like if I have to. I prefer not to, but if I have to, I am not fearful. Like, you threaten me or come near me after I've told you no, that's a problem, right? Me and Pumpkin, we're not having that. Are we, Punky? No, we are not. She's a good dog. She literally listened to me, and that guy almost let go of his leash, right? And he was like, oh, see, she wants to play. And I said, I literally looked at him. I said no. And if you let your dog off the leash, there's going to be consequences for that decision. And I said, not just by me. Because I'm telling you what, as soon as my fiance is still sleeping, as soon as I tell him this story, he ain't going to be happy either. I'm going to tell you that right now. But here's the thing. And this is where you as ladies have to not only protect yourself, but you need to be physically, like, taking care of yourself and all that stuff. And here's the reason why, is because mentally I feel like there's a battle coming. That battle is right now basically, like, to me, I feel like it's a lot of spiritual warfare going on. I feel like the negative energies in this world are going to keep trying you. There are people losing their jobs. There are people not thinking clearly. There are just people that will do things because they think they can and get away with it. And this could be a female too. Listen, it just happens to be that I was in a situation with a larger man. Like, I'm telling you, the guy looked, I'm not gonna say he was a football player looking, but he was definitely a bigger cat. Like, he could have easily taken me out, okay? Like, I'm just being fair about the matter. But that's what I'm saying, though. I'm not going down without a fight, and I'm not going down without pulling out whatever I need to protect myself when I feel threatened or somebody threatens me. Because I told the guy no 3 times, and it came to the point that I literally thought I was going to have to physically pick up Pumpkin and walk with her past this guy just to get away from him. But I just grabbed the back of her harness and I started walking her. Now, maybe the guy's just overly friendly. Maybe I'm mistaking like what occurred. I don't think so. I have a pretty good intuition about things like that, just because I am in the field of mental health and I've worked honestly in the jails. You know, I've got experience in a lot of arenas where you deal with people that are maybe a lot more unstable, like trauma type issues, you know what I mean? So I've learned that you've really got to stand your ground. Oh, there's Miss Tiffany. Sidetrack. Hi, sweet thing. You protector too, aren't you? Yes, you're a good girl. Yes, I love you. Mwah. Love you. Yeah, so now I don't walk with Tiffany because Tiffany definitely will pull me, and Tiffany definitely she's a big girl to handle. That's the puppy that my fiance has to take with him, like when there's a walk time, because if she gets away from me, that's a problem. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think she would, but I don't want to risk that myself either, like just walking my own dogs. But anyway, so the point of like what I'm trying to say here, because I know I'm just rambling, but like the point is that you never know when that awkward situation is going to come up, and so you have got to protect yourself, and you've always got to be on alert. Like, I don't walk around with earbuds in my head. I constantly listen to the environment. I'm constantly like searching and looking around. You know, I definitely, you know, have escape routes always planned in my head if need be. And I always carry my phone on me just in case. Like, I can use my phone, I will use my phone. So you just got to be thinking about stuff like that, ladies. You just can never be too safe. That's how I feel. I just feel like we're really in not only a spiritual warfare, but like I said, when people start to get hungry, when people start to lose their money, when people lose their jobs, when things like this start happening, people are going to really start acting out, and they're going to be aggressive, and they're going to take their anger out on you. So protect yourself is really what I'm trying to say here, because you just never know when something awkward is going to come into your peripheral, your zone, your safe space. And yeah, I mean, the guy saw me coming. Him and the other old dude could have like literally moved out of the way, but instead they got right in my path, like intentionally, to have like a conversation with me. And I'm like, listen, I'm not a conversationalist right now. I want to just get my dog, and we're gonna keep walking. Like, friendly's nice. I tell you to know your surroundings, know your neighbors, know people, but also don't let someone bully you, because his approach was like, oh, come on, my dog just wants to play. Oh, come on, you know the dogs want to play together. And I was like, no, I said no. My dog does not want to play with your dog, because I don't want my dog playing with your dog, because I don't know who the heck you are. Like, no, bro, we're not friends like that. Sorry. Like, no. Respect my boundaries. I've set them, and now you're starting to cross them because I've had to tell you 3 times. Like, that's where I draw the line personally. So don't ever think that the world can't come at you, because there are definitely people that will take from you. And regardless, if the dogs would have gotten into a fight or something, oh, that's potentially a lawsuit. Just because this jerk over here thinks it's fun and cute and his dog wants to play. Well, my dog's friendly. Well, my dog's friendly. And I was like, well, I've set the boundaries, and I said no. And so it should be respect for one another too. All he had to do was be like, oh, okay, cool, no big deal. You know, good morning, have a nice day, right? And that's what I said to him. I was like, you have yourself a good day. And I kept my eye on him. Like, I stood my ground. I was like, bro, my face reads, step to me, and you're gonna have a problem. So listen, I'm a nice person until I'm not. And then you're gonna regret whatever poor choice you've just made. So, all right, I'm fired up. I've let it out. We're all good. We're moving on. Life is good. So, all right, so we are gonna finish up picking these. I've got some more tomatoes back here that I can see that I have to get up and I'm gonna pick. And so I'm really excited that the tomatoes are starting to come in. And like I said, just find alternative ways in the garden to be eating stuff. My goodness, this is video. I'm already seeing how much time I have spent with you guys. But it's an important message. You guys got to hear it. So I'm going to take you guys inside. We're going to go ahead and we're going to start this Nasturtium Jelly. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, see you in the kitchen. All right, so how the jelly works, it's super simple, super easy. Y'all know I'm not going to do something that's not easy, right? All right, so it's 4 cups of nasturtium flowers, which we have, 4 cups of water, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, which we're going to use fresh squeezed lemon, and 2 cups to 4 cups of sugar, 1 box of dry pectin. Now that would equal 6 tablespoons of dry pectin, and I have the dry pectin here. So basically what I'm going to end up doing is you have to bring this to a boil. So I put 4 cups of water. I had just poured it in. 4 cups of water into our pot. I've turned it on high. I'm then gonna take these flowers and I'm just gonna drop them in. Now, if you have like a little satchel or something that you wanna put them in so you don't actually have to run it back through a strainer, then you do what works best for you. But for me, I could go ahead and just add this now, the little strainer over the top, and then let the flowers like get in there. But honestly, this one doesn't go low enough into the bowl, so we are not gonna actually do that. I'm just gonna dump these flowers in there. We're gonna bring it to a boil like you would a tea. I'm just gonna lay them in there. They can just cook and then I'll strain it. It'll be fine. It's nature. It's not gonna kill me to get a few little plant flakes into my jelly if that's what happens. So, all right, so we're gonna boil this down. You guys can come over here and see what it looks like. There you go. All right, so once we bring this to a boil, then that's when I'll drain it and I'll add in all the other ingredients, and basically your jelly is done. Super simple, super easy. You guys know that I love these quick recipes. If you had to do this over a fire, you could as well. So I will link the recipe down in the bottom for you guys. Anybody that's made jelly pretty much knows how to do this. So like once I drain the flowers out, I'm gonna then go back and put the sugar in and let it cook for a little bit so it kind of gets congealed and mixed all in there, and then add the lemon and the pectin, and we are good to go. So super easy, and I will show you what the finished product looks like as soon as I am done. All right, so I have put the sugar in, and I used this to actually get the flowers out, which actually worked really well. And I got the flowers out and I put the sugar in. I did a fresh lemon, and I put the 6 tablespoons of pectin in. Now I did not, I only used 2.5 cups of sugar. You can use up to 4 cups. This does have a little bit of a bite to it, so if you like a little bit of peppery, it's not like jalapeno jelly, which to me is a little bit more spicier. Then you got to bring it back to a boil, and look at that beautiful like pinky color. Oh, I'm getting you guys in the steam, but it's got this beautiful pink color. You got to bring it back to a boil. And it's gonna be great. So I'm gonna share with my parents. I'll go ahead and take it off. It's boiled for long enough, and we will go over and put it in our jars. All right, so here is our beautiful loaf of bread that I just came home and made. It's the potato bread. I already got into it because y'all know I love me a piece of fresh bread. So that's why I gotta walk. All right, I'm gonna use a kind of a little bit larger jelly jar. That is going to be for my fiance and I, because we don't need a lot of jelly because we don't need to eat a lot of bread. Just gonna pour that in. The bad part is that gets really hot, that glass jar. And then, I'm gonna bring you guys down just a little bit. I'm in my sloppy t-shirt today because I was just walking. And I have no makeup on, which is fine. You know what? Like I tell y'all, this ain't a beauty contest, friends. I'm not here for y'all to look at me like I'm pretty. I am here to teach you guys the way of cooking and growing and taking better mental health, care of your mental health, you know what I mean? That's what's important. And you know what? Sometimes that means not putting on a ton of makeup and feeling all clogged up with your pores and whatnot. All right, I hit the dishwasher again. Look at that color. Oh my God, is that not beautiful? Listen, y'all, get out there and make yourself some flour jelly. Now, y'all know that I'm not gonna can this, water bath it. And the reason is because this goes so quickly in our house. That's why I just did the little jar for us, and I'm doing the bigger jar for my parents because they have the kids a lot. And so that's how this is gonna be. And reality is I can go right back out there in the yard. Nasturtium or nasturtiums grow pretty frequently here, so, and I keep some of them in a shady spot so that I can have them. So that's why, to me, like, just having fresh jelly and just making it is important. I understand the importance of canning, trust me. I definitely think we are living in the day and age that we need to have some stuff preserved, because you just never know if you'll lose electricity or a storm comes through and you want to have some extra stuff packed up. I totally get that, totally respect that. And that can be done. You can absolutely water bath this, because you've put that lemon in there, that, or citric acid. You can put citric acid in it. And like I said, I'll put the recipe down for you guys, depending on how you want to do it or whatever. But it's so easy, honestly. Like, any flowers you could use. It doesn't taste good, so I don't recommend it, but I try all kinds of weird stuff. Like, I'll take the petals off of the sunflowers, and I made a sunflower jelly. Not the best, I can tell you that. I didn't like it. It was very it's weird. You don't want to eat sunflower flowers for jelly, trust me. That's kind of funky, but you can do it. So that's what I'm saying, you can do it. But you can do rose jelly. We have, obviously make sure that the flour's not poisonous or something, but you can use all kinds of stuff. Just do your research and, figure out what's best for you. But I love the color of it. I think it's just absolutely beautiful, and it just brings me joy. Once again, there is something out in the garden. If you just don't want to eat the flowers straight up, which you don't have to, you can just enjoy it through some jelly. And anything that you add sugar into is going to be better in some instances like this, especially those flowers, those like very florally mixtures that you're doing in jellies and stuff. So all right, friends, it has been lovely. I did get my fiance up and told him, I was like, here's what happened when I was walking. And I was like, this man-child was out there. And he's like, what? And I told him, I said, this is what happened. And he's like, I told you to not walk in that direction. Like, he's like, that's not the best place to be walking. And he's like, those people are not cool. They're, kind of rougher around the edges. And I'm like, so now he wants me to walk in like a different direction, but I don't like doing it with pumpkin. See, like, as much as these houses and stuff are around where I live, you would think they'd put in sidewalks, but they don't. So I have to walk in people's yards and grass, and that's why I try to like go down the other way, because there's not as much traffic. But I don't know, we'll figure something out, because Pumpkin and I still need to be exercising. So I thought about, we have like a rec center, so I thought about taking her up to the rec center maybe next walk and just putting her in the car, and we'll just walk up there, because there's a lot of walkers, and that's kind of important as well. So who knows. All right, until next time, love one another, be kind. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Get out, exercise, do what you can, but be safe doing it. Remember, always protect yourself, because you just never know. People are crazy. You know what? And just, please yourself. You don't have to look beautiful. You don't always have to be dolled up. Just be you. Just be real, and people will love you for that. Like, you don't have to be something that you're not. So, all right, until next time, see you guys real soon. All right, so the jelly has pretty much congealed. It's still a little liquidy, because it's not really sat as long as it should, but I just wanted to show you guys. Here's some of that homemade bread. And we're gonna put a little bit on and give it a try. There it is. Perfect. Delicious. There you go. Now you have an alternative to some other type of jelly. So go out there and give it a try.